wish.
The homeless in Surrey are getting a boost from the Homeless and Housing Society. Carly McLennan reports.
The Surrey Homelessness and Housing Society made a major announcement that will help alleviate the problem of homelessness.
We just announced actually at the last council meeting that we are transferring an additional $232,000 into the Homelessness and Housing Fund.
Mayor Diane Watt says the city has already made significant steps in the right direction.
We have actually 300 people, just over 300 people that have been taken off the street and into permanent housing.
Surrey Council member Judy Villeneuve doesn't believe building shelters is the answer. She says the focus needs to be on long-term solutions.
Our goal is to put people into housing. So we have basically a housing first model working as a foundation for the work that we're doing in the city, and we're doing it in partnership with our community organization and in partnership with the province.
The majority of the funding will be divided between 7 different projects. One of those is the Launching Pad House for homeless individuals recovering from addictions. Nick is a resident.
They're just teaching me tools how to live a normal life, how to not go back to my old life. It's a great place. Anybody who's struggling out there, come check it out.
Surrey was the first municipality in BC to establish a fund dedicated to homelessness and housing and has provided close to $10 million. In Surrey, I'm Carly McLennan for BCIT Magazine.
A personal trainer is helping his client get one step closer to running a marathon. Daniel Rojic has the story.
Here at Innovative Fitness in Port Moody, personal trainer Joel Maras is preparing himself and one of a group of people he is taking to participate in a marathon this December in Hawaii.
Yeah, we are doing the Honolulu Marathon 2010, so it's been a process for the last 2 months. Whenever you're training someone that has a similar goal to you, it's easy to lead them because then you understand what it takes to get to those certain benchmarks with it being a distance or a time.
Joe is training Rochelle Tomlinson, who is not only preparing for this winter's marathon, but for the famous Ironman triathlon next summer.
For me to take a group of 12 people to Honolulu and to experience it with them is the ultimate victory. I think for her, she just needs to get that mileage under her belt, and just taking the right steps and sort of planning out the year will make her successful when it comes to 2011 for Ironman.
It's one thing to have it written down to go for a run and do it yourself, but to run with a group and support each other, it's just that much more rewarding in the end.
For others, it's just finding that time. I think, you know, people have families, they have businesses. Like Rochelle owns a business, and like I could only imagine trying to train 6 days a week. It's difficult, right? She's ready. She'll be ready by the time it comes around.
Rochelle, Joe, and the rest of the group have been training for quite some time.
Joe hopes his training can help his group accomplish their goals at the marathon in Hawaii this December. In Port Moody, I'm Daniel Rojic for BCIT Magazine.
KC Printers has been either a savior or a villain to every BC Lions fan. So when the news came down Wednesday that the team released the former most outstanding player, my co-host Sam Kareem was there for the team's reaction.
The BC Lions were back at practice Wednesday following the loss in Winnipeg, minus one quarterback. Former most outstanding player Casey Printers was cut from the struggling team for less than stellar performance on the field and his off-field antics.
Well, you know, it's not a move that was contemplated, but, you know, unfortunately what occurred in the game and, you know, the lack of confidence in Casey was such that we just needed to part ways. You know, at the end of the game, you know, there was an incident that occurred, and, you know, that was, you know, not something that, in my mind or in anybody's mind, should occur.
Geroy Simon, who is an advocate of bringing Casey back, is now only focused on a win in Edmonton.
Right now, I'm not worried about it. I mean, not that I don't care, but I don't care. You know, I got to worry about, you know, trying to beat Edmonton this week. Coming in this morning, yeah, it's shocking. One, because, you know, he was our starter, and then two, it's this late in the year.
O'Neill Wilson, who was the recipient of Printers' wrath, knows football is emotional.
It would have been better if he did it, you know, in the locker room.
but I guess, like I said before, it's an emotional game, and sometimes you can't hold it in.
The job falls on the back of Travis Lule, and though Casey has left, it's time to move on.
It's just hard because you get to know a guy, and and he was a teammate and friend of mine, so it's just disappointed for him. But it's part of the business, and it's not my decision to make, and all I can do is move on and move forward, and all I'm worried about is helping this team win football games anyhow.
So the team looks to bounce back against the Eskimos on Saturday and solidify a playoff spot in the West. Zam Karim in Surrey for BCIT Magazine.
Playland's Fright Nights is back again this year with a special edition. The new 3D haunted house will scare your pants off.
May not look that scary on the outside, but inside, ghouls, hanging heads, and decapitated clowns all in 3D paint a very scary picture. One haunted house visitor braved the fluorescent maze for the very first time.
I knew what I was getting into when I went in there. It's pretty good.
But the scariest part?
Definitely the people who jump out at you. You know they're coming, you don't know when. The scariest person who jumped out at me was the person who looked like they were part of the wall. What did you do? I have a fear of clowns, so this may stay with me for a few nights.
The latest addition to the PNE's annual Fright Night haunted houses is the Psych Experience. The creepy maze features a variety of evil clowns, and the introduction of this clown-themed house was a deliberate choice.
Let's face it, a huge percentage of our society is afraid of clowns, and the only thing we did is said, I'll take that. And that's really what it is just we took full advantage of the fact that a lot of people don't like clowns, and we put it with the 3D stuff and the creepy looking zombified clowns, half dead, half alive, some alive, some are not, that whole world is basically what we did with Carnival.
Possibly the most entertaining part of the haunted house and the most deranged is the ringmaster, Singe the Clown.
I always wanted to be a circus performer, a ringmaster if you will. So one day I decided to put a bunch of fireworks in this here hat. Not this one, it was something like this, a top hat. And I overestimated the amount of fireworks needed, so I put it on my head like this and lit them all on fire like this. And they all blew up in every direction at the same time, like this. And a piece of my skull fell off, resulting in this.
The new 3D haunted house, along with the 4 other attractions, are on now until October 31st. Kristen Woodhouse in Vancouver for BCIT Magazine.
I'm Josh Draco with your community calendar. The 6th annual Taste of Yaletown is happening October 13th to 31st. Come discover the offerings of Yaletown's premier restaurants for less. 3-course meals start at just $25, with proceeds going to the Vancouver Food Bank. For more information, visit tasteofyaletown.com. Want to make some money off your old kid clothes and toys? Then come down to the kids-only swap meet this Sunday from 10 to 2 at the Bonsor City Complex in Burnaby. Over 70 tables of the best deals in town, and admission is free for buyers. For more information, call 604-439-1860. Get ready for family adventure at this year's Ghost Train in Stanley Park. In addition to the train ride, there's the making of the Mad Hatter's Workshop, face painting, and the ever-popular Children's Haunted Farmyard. The train runs every night from 6 till 10 until Halloween. For more information, call 604-257-8531. Fright Nights at Playland is for the far-out, freaked-out, fun lovers of the Halloween spirit. Dare your friends to ride the roller coaster at night. Double dare yourself to step foot in one of the many horrifying haunted houses. The event runs every night from 6 p.m. till late. Miss it and be left out in the dark. For information, visit pne.ca or ticketmaster.ca. I'm Josh Draco, and that's your community calendar.